Twitter actually gave me a pretty neat idea recently. Yeah, Twitter, of all places, helped me connect the dots on something that's gonna help writers massively with advertising their stories. And of course, I'm here to share it with you. Now, look, I've been a bit hesitant to dive into Twitter writing community. Social media, not my favorite thing. But I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, you know? Anyway, I'm glad I did because not long after jumping in, I came across this guy, Noah, who was talking about a romance story he's working on. Maybe a novella, he wasn't sure yet. Naturally, I asked him what kind of romance he had in mind because here's the thing. Lots of writers just stop at genre when pitching their story, and honestly, we can do better than that. We have to do better than that. So, what's the deal with genre? Well, it's a great starting point, no doubt about it. Genre tells people what kind of experience they're getting into. I mean, no one wants just a good story. They want a good story that delivers a specific emotional experience. That's why some books flop even though they're technically well written, and yes, I've talked about that in my video on Premise and Promise, shameless plug. But if all you say is romance or thriller, you're not grabbing attention. Why? Let me hit you with 4 reasons. 1. It's broad. It's generic. It doesn't scream you. It just screams everyone else writing the same genre. 2. The market is crowded. You say romance, and it's like throwing a pebble into an ocean of other romance stories. 3. The base genre alone, it hides what readers actually want. Are they into sweet, steamy, dramatic, or tragic? If you don't tell them, they won't know, and they'll swipe right past. 4. You're not showing what makes your story the special snowflake it is. And if you want to stand out, that's crucial. That's why my first tip here is simple but golden. After slapping that genre label on, you need to narrow it down. Get specific. Lean into your subgenre. Take me, for instance. I don't just say I write thrillers. I'm into heist thrillers. If I wanted to get even fancier, I'll throw in stylish or sophisticated, because my stuff's closer to leverage or hustle than, say, Richard Stark's gritty Parker series. See what I did there? I'm giving you more to work with. More of a reason to care. Anyway, back to Noah on Twitter. So, I asked him about the romance dynamics in his story, and at first, he's like, I'll leave that for the reader to discover. Now, I get it. Mystery and intrigue can work, but in this case, missed marketing opportunity. And here's why. There's a lesson from the 13 essential laws of writing for strangers that I live by. Audiences buy into your story because of your concept, but they stick around for your characters. That's where premise comes in. Your premise is the core idea, the hook. It's the glue that holds together the main characters, the central conflict, and the unique setup that makes your story stand out. And if you want to reel people in, you've got to emphasize the elements that connect directly to your genre's promise. For example, if you're writing an isekai, don't just say isekai. Tell me about the world, the protagonist's role, the conflict. In a mystery, lay out the investigator's style, the crimes, the method of investigation. Same thing with romance. Don't just say romance. Talk about the relationship dynamics, the tone, the plot beats that make your love story sing. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Here are 3 examples of romance pitches that actually sell the concept. A slow burn, enemies to lovers romance set in a busy city where 2 rival journalists have to team up for a story and, surprise surprise, find love in the process. A second chance romance with all the high society drama you've expected, where a widow reconnects with her first love at a lavish estate. Spoiler, the spark never really died. A paranormal, forbidden romance where a witch falls for a vampire she's sworn to destroy. You know, classic. Boom. Each of those grab a different crowd. Each one is way more engaging than just saying, I wrote a romance. Noah, luckily, took the hint and ran with it. He's got potential, and I might even help him out down the line. That's just how I roll, having people's backs when they need it. But here's the thing. If you need help figuring out how to pin down the core of your genre and build a killer premise, I've got something for you. I'm cooking up some genre guides right now, breaking down all the key elements. You can already check out my deep dive into the 5 core romantic plot lines. I've got more in the works, and I'm dropping daily writing tips over in my community tab. So if there's a genre you want me to tackle next, Hit me up in the comments and we'll see where it goes.